Hey everyone, and welcome to Inside Gaming for Sunday.
What? Why are we doing it on a Sunday?
I don't know. The Lord's Day.
Is it the Lord's Day? You're right.
Okay, some
he
of
has
them.
meningitis. Don't worry.
Yeah, this is my last will and testament. Let's
I'll knock
go.
on wood really fast. Some of the most popular games of all time are about doing things we'd never want to do in real life, especially activities that involve seeing the sun.
What is that thing?
I know, we're inside gaming. We like to play games inside, right, Kaden?
Yeah, except for when we play the Switch in handheld mode while we're stuck in traffic. Because, I mean, you have to do something to pass the time, right?
She's right. Yeah, she's absolutely right.
Or like when you're merging in traffic, how long does that take? You think I'm not gonna play Stardew Valley?
I got shit to do, man. In Stardew Valley specifically, not in real life.
Yeah, while we do enjoy fast-paced first-person shooters and action-packed third-person adventures and going on wacky, fantastical journeys into worlds we can only dream of. Wow, there's something oddly addicting about doing things like farming, fishing, managing a life, all things I have no idea how to do, and doing menial and mindless repetitive tasks in video games.
Oh,
So,
Minecraft.
yeah, what's the deal with that, huh? What's the deal?
Yeah, what's the deal, folks? Why do we hate fishing in real life, but every time we hear the intro to Sega Bass Fishing, we grab some bait and whip out our rods?
Here we go!
That is sexual harassment, Kaden. You're gonna have to talk about that later.
It's a joint effort.
Yeah, seriously.
Look, we're all going to get written up, plain and simple, based off of everything we say in these reads, so it doesn't really matter anyway.
You're right. I'm gonna write myself up. I can't wait.
But regardless, I'm glad you asked. Otherwise, we wouldn't have a story today. So since you brought it up, let's tackle some fishing first.
Tackle some fishing.
I didn't
did you
even
do
get
that? Was a good joke, Caden.
No, it's not. Shut up. Don't pander to me.
Do not pander to Kaden. Go forward. Do the show. Honestly, this is probably the easiest one to explain. Fishing is supposed to be a relaxing yet challenging sport / recreational activity. It takes patience, a keen knowledge of how to utilize your tools, and the ability to understand your prey in a way to keep them on the hook. I don't know why I'm doing this with my hands.
It's also a lot easier if you use dynamite.
Oh my god, you're crazy.
Yeah, it's fishing. It's been ingrained into society for the last, couple 100,000 years. Though it took until about 900 BC for recreational fishing to start popping up. So odds are that you've been fishing at least once or twice in your life, if you do the math.
Yeah.
Which means that turning it into a video game was pretty much bound to happen eventually.
I only went fishing once as a child and I got chased by bees into the river, so never did it again.
Aww. I grew up fishing. Are you telling me you only fished once?
Yeah, man, I don't want to deal with bees and nature, and I'm not a fan of all that stuff.
Again, inside gaming.
Exactly.
That's our whole shtick.
She gets me. Do you see how pale I am? I'm Mexican. This is
Indoor
not
fishing.
good. So yeah, it's tradition, and also you get to eat what you catch, so mostly a free meal, free bony meal.
Free bony meal. Oh,
Ew,
God.
I don't like that.
That's
Take
a
that back.
successful folk singer, bony
Lining
meal.
myself up again. So Kaden, what's the old adage there?
Yeah, it's, give a man a fish and you'll feed him for a day. Teach a man a fish and you'll feed him for a lifetime. But give a man a video game about fishing and he'll spend all his quarters at an arcade trying to beat the high score.
Give a man a
that
cheeseburger, he'll eat for a day. Teach a man to cheeseburger. I have meningitis. Bye, everybody.
Good night. Bye. And good night.
Jesus.
But you know what sucks about fishing? Literally everything that leads up to it. You have to buy a bunch of expensive equipment, get up super early, yuck, take a long drive to a place that allows you to fish, rent a boat so you're not surrounded by other people fishing, untangle the stupid line, touch the nasty smelling bait, and finally after all that, you can peacefully fish.
You know an awful lot about the process for somebody that's only fished once
Well,
and was chased by bees.
It's a lasting memory. Bees will burn that into you.
She's right, they really did.
They'll sting
I
that
will
into
never
you,
forget
yeah.
that one day.
Or, hear me out here.
Okay.
You can just stay at home and pop in your favorite fishing simulator like the aforementioned Sega Bass Fishing. More modern fishing games like Fishing Planet or Let's Fish Hooked On for all you weebs out there.
Kaden, you wrote that in, you weeb.
Oh yeah, of course it was me. I'm the biggest weeb in here.
Can I get some love in the comments for all my... Can you scroll up real quick? Let's Fish Hooked On stands.
Look, the 6 people who own a Vita love that game.
Yeah, there's no setup other than turning on the console and downloading the game. You're immediately in the moment of fishing, and you get a similar level of satisfaction. It's a soothing experience that sporadically has you jump out of your seat to start frantically reeling in your catch. Kaden, what else is great about the Vita fishing?
It makes the act of fishing easily accessible to everyone without all the, actual work. Simply put, it's a case of instant instant gratification, something we all know and love. And while some are more action-packed than others, most fishing games or fishing mini-games lean into one of the most addictive facets of gaming, collecting.
Yes. I love collecting. OCD activate. Games like Animal Crossing are a prime example of this. I can't wait. Each location. Oh no, I pooped my pants. Each location and season feature different lists of fish to catch, so you'll have to play throughout the entire year to be able to collect them all and fill the aquarium.
Oh, doesn't it sound relaxing?
And going to look at them in the aquarium and you just kind of relax and watch those digital fish swim around. Man, that game fucking rocks.
Catching doubles of fish you've already caught is still satisfying too, as you can sell them to help pay off your insurmountable debt to Tom Nook.
That's less relaxing, a little stressful, not gonna lie, but you know
I owe Tom Nook more than Sally Mae.
Hey, you know what? It's an interest-free loan, so it's totally fine. He's actually doing you a total solid.
You know what? Yeah, he could be way more dickish about it, but what are you gonna do? Because of this, fishing is best used as a side objective in games like in Harvest Moon, Story of Seasons, or Stardew Valley, and it's frequently one of the most beloved features in those games.
Yeah, that leads us into our next boring in real life activity, farming!
Oh, dude.
I love and am extremely passionate about farming.
Are you really?
Yeah, shout out to any of our viewers that are out there who are farmers by profession, because that shit looks like hard work, and hard work we really don't want to do ourselves, but
seriously,
do love having that fresh corn on the table. So
there's always that fantasy of like, I would love to just live on a farm and get away from it all, and then you do it one day and you're like, oh, this blows. Oh my god.
But farming video games are one of the most popular and most played genres out there. Things like growing crops, gathering materials, upgrading tools, raising livestock, making sure to sell your harvest at the right time. Normally, all this would be greeted with the longest and largest sigh ever.
Oh no, you got meningitis all over that.
No, manual labor. Oh yeah, sorry.
Burn it down.
Manual labor? Nah, I'm good. Put it into a video game though and it becomes pure bliss.
It's very true, man. The satisfaction of organizing a farm into sections of crops, watering them every day, and harvesting them elicits the same happiness as getting a series of Tetrises back to back. Tetris! Not to mention having an organized farm makes your crops' growth and output optimal and actively increases the money you make. I have plants in real life that I barely remember to water, and it's not at all satisfying to water them. It's like just okay. So yeah.
That's why you gotta get a snake plant. I've watered it twice in the last 6 months.
Oh my god, that sounds incredible.
It's going, actually, it looks really good.
I do have a succulent and I misted it once and it looked upset. So I was like, all right, I'll leave you alone, man.
Having those humdrum activities become increasingly more rewarding is a level of satisfaction that climbing the corporate ladder just can't, and in most cases won't ever give.
Oh man, that's a bummer.
Good thing we work in YouTube.
I know. So what else is so addicting about it, Kaden?
It's the immediate reward that makes farming games just so damn addicting. Your work pays off daily, your progress is recognized, and seeing a plant go from a seed to a fruit-bearing tree within a week is way more satisfying than having to wait for however actually long it takes to have a tree grow. I have no idea.
Can somebody
Like
look up how long it
30
takes for a
years?
tree
It
to
takes so
grow?
long.
Give it up for instant gratification, everybody.
Big fan. I hope it only becomes more instantaneous as we grow older. I don't want to wait for a goddamn thing. Not to mention that there are folks out there with actively updated spreadsheets to manage their Stardew Valley farms. I love that.
That's cool.
It's so great. You can't even pay most people to use a spreadsheet, but somehow farming games have tricked us all into opening up Excel to optimize our farming output.
Ultimately, those games are like real life, but you know, without all the nasty bullshit.
Bugs.
Yeah, it's truly a utopia. You get all the farm.
That level of farming bliss isn't relegated to just farming sims, but can also happen in sim games in general.
Yeah, well, you can lead a life in Stardew Valley, including getting married and having kids. The Sims allows you to take that step further and be God.
I fucking love The Sims so much.
Oh yes, I love when you trap people in like a little 1x1 space and then have the radio playing and an espresso machine, so the only thing they can do is drink espresso and pee themselves and never go to bed.
I don't do that, okay? My
Hey,
Sims
don't get ahead of yourself. It's in the script.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so Kaden, you take it from here. Tell Zach what's in the script.
All right, so you can create the ideal version of yourself. Be the graceful and loving deity and create a world built so that your little sim will always succeed, which is great. But you can also, again, Zach, take out all that pent-up aggression you built up in the real world and take it out on whatever random sim you decided to make that day. Want to force someone to pee their pants? Go for it. Push someone into the pool, remove the ladder, and watch them panic? Classic. Just plain ruin the life of your worst enemy? a level of catharsis that can't even be explained in words.
Yeah, it was a very formative moment for 10-year-old Zach to be watching the sim parents make love on the bearskin rug that I decided to put next to the fireplace, which then caught on fire and enveloped them in flames as they made sweet, passionate love.
Awesome.
They died, and the kid walked in as they were burning, only to see the Grim Reaper take his mom and dad's charred ashes away. So
That kid became Batman.
Holy shit, what? I never do any of this. I always like take such good care of my Sims. I have them lead amazing, incredible lives. You guys are fucked in the head.
I'll make them f***ing burn.
Yeah, so while living your everyday life can feel like tedious work, managing the life of someone else is whatever you want it to be. You can help them succeed, ruin their life, or just quietly watch in peaceful dignity, or burn them while they fuck and their child walks in.
Yeah, and finally, it can't truly be a video about things you hate to do in real life, but love to do in video games without mentioning the good old grind. Things like going to the gym to get fit, or re-enrolling in college to get a higher degree of education, or picking up a craft so that you can sell assorted handmade video game knickknacks on Etsy. All of that is a time sink, not to mention the monetary cost of all those.
Yeah, knickknacks are pricey, yet.
That's why I go to Target.
Yet grinding in video games, along with everything we've previously mentioned, fits more into the line of the stress-relieving, mindless, repetitive task, right, Kaden?
Yeah, I mean, nothing beats spinning around in a circle of tall grass in an effort to find the right Pokemon to KO in an effort to properly EV and IV train your favorite critters to a competitive level. Or, gathering Carbo Nuts or Zeo Nuts and Silcus Greens to catch a Chocobo and begin the wildly addicting and rewarding task of breeding a gold Chocobo in Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah, that.
The
Know what that's like.
Feel you there. Even more action to games like Destiny 2 have grinds by having you raise your reputation with various quest givers, running and rerunning strikes to attain specific gear, jumping into the Crucible to hit your required matches for the day, not to mention bounties, gambit, hunts, flashpoint, all of this, and more just to get the best gear and reach the current power level cap.
So yeah, these activities are commonly known as gameplay loops, and a satisfying gameplay loop can be incredibly addicting.
According to Nathan Lovato, a game design expert from Game Analytics, a good core loop should be able to put the player in a state of flow. You want him, or her, to be fully engaged in the game. Nothing should distract the user's attention from the task at hand. And at the same time, you need to provide a fair challenge. People like to feel in control, to face situations that are neither too easy nor too hard on them.
That's true, that good middle ground. That flow is what keeps you hooked, right, Kaden?
Yeah, it's the reward as the cherry on top of that satisfying gameplay that really keeps you coming back for more. Adding in a surprise mechanic like decrypting an engram in Destiny adds an additional draw. And yes, this can be manipulated for nefarious purposes. See the dreaded loot box mechanic.
It's called surprise mechanic.
It's not a surprise. You're paying for it. The surprise is you're going bankrupt.
Nice. Yeah, if the gameplay loop is contained within the game itself and doesn't require the use of real-world money, it's rewarding as hell.
Yeah, so at its core, what makes all these activities boring or tedious in real life versus what makes them so fun and satisfying in games is a sense of instant gratification, praise, and in-game rewards for completing a challenging task.
Like having your dad finally say he's proud of you for finally hitting a home run during your Little League game instead of him drunkenly falling asleep halfway through and you being forced to walk home by yourself. That feels like a very personal story to you, Kaden. I'm sorry.
Little Zach with his bat over his shoulder, just walking down the highway.
But yeah, this is all just further proof that video games are just way better than real life.
It's true. Yeah, I mean, they are. We all know that for a fact. Real life sucks. Like, there's cool parts about it, but most of it kind of just sucks, you know?
I can't think of a single thing I like right
It's
now.
because your brain's swollen. You gotta go to the hospital. See? Real life in a video game.
Life blows.
Your brain would never fucking get meningitis.
I'm gonna go take this apple box and do something with it.
The end. If I can get a little Bill Nye with you here, in the grand scheme of things, humans haven't actually been around for all that long. We're actually a tiny blip on the cosmic timeline, and yet we have this weird fascination with how our story ends. Whether it be from floods, large space rockets, angry space aliens, wars, religious end times technology, or the trusty old zombie, we seem to be fascinated with the idea of the end